This is Slartboz. It's a new computer game under development. I am Mike, the guy that's speaking. I am the creator of this game. Slartboz is a science fiction, post-apocalyptic, real-time roguelike game. Also meant to be kind of a comedy, a dark, irreverent comedy. Again, set in the future of the what we today call the United States, North America. But jump forward 80 years or so to around 2100 or so. It's called In America. It's kind of a dystopic. Well, it's post-apocalyptic, so there's some dystopic qualities to the future. Some things have gotten better. Some things have gotten a lot worse. But it's kind of a one particular, projected future of our country and of the world, for purposes of this game. Some of the stylings in it, some of the elements, the themes, they're intended for fans of Fallout and Wasteland, film Idiocracy, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Stranger Things video series, fans of the old XCOM game, or if you're a fan of NetHack or Dwarf Fortress. These are all the things, these are all the kinds of notes we're trying to strike by intent in our design. Again, this is under development. What you're seeing is a screencast of the current prototype build of the game as it works today. A lot of things are working and fairly polished. Other things still need more work to do to kind of flesh out and to kind of pretty up. The engine is homegrown. It's written in Golang, the Go programming language. This gives me a lot of control, the freedom to really tailor the engine to the exact needs of the game. Let me turn down the sound here a little bit here. There's a lot more to do, but we're really focused on making it fun and original and creative. And we're not trying to make like a modern, 3D first-person shooter, state-of-the-art Hollywood, amazing visual detail resolution sort of game. That's not what we're doing. We're really focused on having a game that's fun, that has really interesting features, really cool functionality, and it's meant to stimulate your imagination and to appeal to folks who care for that. So that's why it has a mostly kind of textual interface. It's got this sort of terminal style to it. And even though it looks, and honestly, even right now, it literally played in a terminal, it's not turn-based. This is a real-time engine, and we've got all kinds of cool music and sound effects and real-time all kinds of cool special effects and animations and a lot of things you associate with games that have a more modern interface. So it's kind of interesting there. Okay, yeah, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail explaining things about what you're seeing in the UI, because a couple of the other videos in my YouTube channel did that pretty well. Those are much better in terms of getting that introduction. But if you stick with me, I think everything will make a little bit more sense by the end. Other than I'll say, okay, if you see this little white A moving around, that's me, or rather, that's the avatar. His name is also Abro. He's a young teen male. He's the main character of the story in the game, the hero of the story. He's currently in a room with a huge brain, a huge cyborg brain that this AI mind lives in. His formal name is Arcadus. His nickname is Arky. Everyone that knows him, who's kind of friends with him, or at least on talking terms with him, calls him Arky, kind of a more casual name for him. Anyway, I don't want to digress too much. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Arky, why don't you go ahead and take it away, bud?
The time has come for you, Abro, my young charge, to learn about the power of propaganda, and about how it can influence a human's beliefs, about how cults form, operate, survive and proliferate, and about how to recognize them. And lastly, about the insidious effects of a very dangerous category of propaganda out there, sometimes referred to as adversarial propaganda and disinformation, or APD.
APD, interesting. It's a passion of mine. Notice, so you see those two blue lines coming out of the brain. Those are actually data cables. You see those numbers? You see this 1, 0? That's actually data. So data is coming into his brain via the cable on the left, and data is heading out on the cable to the right. And you can tell he has just amazing bandwidth, amazing speeds. I mean, the data transmission rate that Archie has is absolutely amazing. Now, I will say he's extremely smart. He's an incredibly smart, very powerful computer brain, but he has a little bit of an issue with bandwidth constraints. But again, year 2100, post-apocalyptic, you kind of have to make do with what you can. I'm going to show you something here. Okay, I just opened this door, opened another door. It's kind of a double door. The one that I went through first closed behind me, so there's sort of security reasons for that. Okay, these blinking color things, those are actually those are basically energy beams. Think of them as like laser beams in different colors and frequencies, and the X and Y patterns is because they cross. They're coming in from the sides of this room, and let me show you what happens. Yeah, so that's what happens when you're not paying attention. Dead by energy maze. Ouch. So why is this? So this basically is a kind of a security feature. It's meant to provide a little security to Archie. In order to even get into the room with Archie's brain, you have to get through this room, which is called the energy maze, and it's kind of like a security checkpoint. I mean, but instead of having a guard or entering in a keypad code or a password, you have to get past these energy beams, and there's a key to getting past them. If you're not careful, you will get fried to death. The nice thing about it, from Archie's standpoint, it keeps out insects, bugs, pests, mice, whatever. But it can also keep out human beings who maybe aren't quite careful enough, or maybe aren't quite sharp enough to be able to get past this. So it's kind of a test to help filter who actually is able to get in to see Archie. And of course, I've been able to. Abro's been able to get in. And of course, if he really doesn't like you, he's a computer brain. He controls this energy maze. So if he really doesn't like you, he can actually twiddle with the controls as you're trying to go through here, and he can still zap you anyways. So it's really one big security feature for him, because he is very vulnerable. He's got this big brain sitting there. So let me see if I can get past this here. So I think it's basically only dangerous when you see the white Y, the Y pattern, a little bit different than X, and it's white, so all of the beams are cohered into maximum strength, and that's what we're really trying to indicate here when they're white. So if it's like red or blue or green, it's not strong enough to hurt you. You might feel a tingling sensation, but it's not enough to hurt you. But when it's white, the beams are at maximum strength, they've maximum overlap, and then it's strong enough to kill you. So let me see if I can get past them here. I have to kind of pay attention to the pattern. Okay, I got a little lucky there because I was sloppy. You never want to have to get lucky. Okay, got through. That's a gigantic tank. Yeah, that's like a really gigantic tank over there. We'll get to him in a second. Person Incorporated. So this level hasn't been completely fleshed out, but right now we're inside of something called the Laser Lizard's headquarters. They sometimes call it the Dork Fortress, and it's got all kinds of cool stuff in it. It's many different layers. There's an underground portion. There's a tower that goes above ground. It's got access lifts and elevators and emergency escape tunnels, and there's a pier for ships and boats, and there's even a access hatch underwater along the coast, so you can come in and out of the base via submarine, go through special hatches and segmented chambers that way. So that's kind of fun. But we're right now we're fairly deep in the base. Although yeah, I'm not quite sure how the tank was able to get down here. Normally he cannot get down here, but for purposes of this demo, the tank can get down here. This level hasn't been fleshed out, by the way. The design for this level is really cool, really interesting. There's a lot more detail, and I just haven't gotten around to actually doing the work to bring this to life. But the design for this level is actually really freaking cool. Reperson Incorporated. So this is a special room where, well, let me just show you what can happen in this room. Again, 2100, the future of sci-fi.
Happy birthday to me. Hey there, Abro.
Holy
My
shit.
name is Abro too. Weird.
Yeah. So that's a cloning booth, and it has cloned me. There is now a clone of Abro walking around. He's literally identical to me in every way, except that I don't really control him. Other than that, he's an exact clone. Now that could be problematic. So I'm going to. It's just yeah. We have to deal with this situation. Okay, I have just killed myself. There is April's body. There is my body. But you know, he's just a clone, so I don't feel too bad.
Happy birthday
Oh
to me.
shit.
Hey there, Abro. My name is Abro too. Weird.
Okay. I don't feel like killing myself again, so I'm just gonna lock him in the room, and we'll figure if that ever happened. We'll come and deal with that later. So there's some really interesting things you can do with clones in this game. There's really a whole sub-game related to it. There's a plot related to it. There's all kinds of shenanigans which happen. I'm not sure if... so this is a really powerful tank here. I call him Tank. He's a Grushan Goliath Mark 6 cybernetic main battle tank.